Name and a number, Kumar.
1856, first time, Nate Bargatze.
First time. Dude, I can't.
I'm trying to bring it back.
Dude, that's good. I want to bring back What's Up. So if we can do
you want to bring
together.
back Waza.
Joe's birthday.
What about Joe's
I believe
birthday?
this was recorded on Joe's birthday.
Oh, really?
At the very end, he says happy birthday to me, and
I
his
didn't
birthday was.
hear
So happy birthday, Joe.
Happy birthday, Joe. You let me know when you want me to pick my bone with Joe.
Happy birthday, Joe. I've got an angry email with your name on it.
Do you want to go right now?
No, you can go ahead, man. We'll see if you get there or what happens. I don't know. I got to gather my thoughts.
It's very true what they're saying about you can't put together 5-10 minute chunks and have an hour.
Yeah, you got to have one flowing set.
You can, but it doesn't work. Like I've tried it. And unfortunately, the only way to do an hour is to do an hour.
Come on, I can just picture Kumar doing 10 minutes, being like, I'm Kumar Babar, thanks so much. And then not leaving the stage and being like, hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Like that's why you can't really have openers, or you have one opener and one closer, and then everything in between has to flow. But you can't mix match, especially the beginning. But it's just, there's no one who got an hour without doing an hour.
Mitch Hedberg probably. There's probably a few, you know what I mean? Because he was one that it was all just.
And they said that's the most difficult. What styles of comedy do you think there are? There's non sequitur, which is that.
Yeah.
A joke, we laugh. They tell another joke that had nothing to do with that joke, and we just keep laughing. It goes well or it goes horrible. I've seen it go bad.
The long form storyteller.
Storyteller, which is Nate Bargatze,
Joey
Diaz, our friend Bert is a classic. Mike Birbiglia is a great one. Observational, which I think Andrew Schultz falls under, which is always someone who comes up there. Bill Burr. He's sort of an opinionated sort of thing, mixed in with stories. Crowd work. That's another sort of thing. Big J is probably the biggest for doing that. Impersonations. I think that's another category. You guys can think of any?
Prop comic.
Prop comic. They're just interesting that they're all comedy, but they all do it differently. And if you excel in either of them, it works. No, what's your favorite? You don't know.
You don't like Professor Kumar giving us the
I don't
the
understand
comedy
what
lowdown?
we're doing here. Okay, I'm gonna pick my bone with Joe because it's weighing on me. So it's the Bigfoot. I can't. Like he is
unfuckable
so
white man.
No, but
unfuckable white man.
I don't care about
notes.
that. It's not even a funny joke. Like
No, it is hilarious.
listen, it is.
Simon's
so
like, I'm a Jew, first of all.
It is so boring. No, but it's driving me crazy because he's not even like it's just something he says now. I don't even think he thinks about it anymore. You know what I mean? I don't even think he's even given Bigfoot like a second thought in years. Cause he said in this episode, he was like, oh, and you know, the Bigfoot, the Gimlin Patterson video, that's the most famous fake. And he just kind of said it like off the cuff. Like there's one podcast, it's called Astonishing Legends. And if anybody wants to know about that video, go listen to this podcast. It's 3 3-hour episodes.
9 hours?
They cover the whole fucking gamut, man. And I'm telling you, if you listen to that whole thing and don't come out thinking that tape is for real, I will eat my shoe. Like,
Simon, that's because after you've given it 9 hours, you have to internalize it and say, I have to believe in Bigfoot now.
And everything that Joe says about it being like the guy was a gambler and blah, blah, blah. It's all fucking, they're just trying to demean this guy's character. You know what I mean? It's classic. And he's against it sometimes, but he falls right into it here. And I just want to lay something out for you, okay? Like, just give me 2 seconds. And this is what I was going to write to Joe.
Hey, Simon, break it down for us.
Let's just say, okay, we all agree, and I know Joe agrees, that aliens exist, okay? aliens can obviously do things that we can't. Whatever they are, they can do things that we can't. They've gotten here. They fly in spaceships that we don't understand. Assumably, they have powers we don't understand to either read our minds or to disappear or whatever, right? Predator,
Assumably.
alien. Presumably, if they... Right, I'm being serious here, though.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
so if nothing else, just look at Bigfoot as Wookiees. You
He's
know what
done-
I mean? If you can't call them Bigfoot, just call them Wookiees. They're just an
What,
alien.
Sasquatch bothers you?
That's so weird. Now I'm on board. As soon as he called them Wookiees,
It wasn't
what have I been
intentional.
doing?
It wasn't intentional.
Dude, are you serious?
I'm just saying, if they're an alien species, they could have a power you don't understand, which you're fine with because you attribute to things that you see pilots see flying in the air.
You take it too
Like-
personally. He's done more to find Bigfoot than you have. Joe's put more money, more effort into discovering Bigfoot than you have.
Joe has done nothing.
How much money have you spent?
Zero.
How much money have you spent?
Well, I joined that membership to the fucking extra podcast there.
So
Cost me
$20.
$10 a month. No, I didn't cancel it for like 7 months, man.
I'd like
Okay.
to see what Bigfoot is on Substack, and that might change everything. But Joe has tried.
He
and
is very wise.
He's been in the field with these people, so it made that opinion. I'm sorry you took it personally. I had a little chuckle to it. Nate said, though, if you discover Bigfoot, it will change the world,
Well, because
What you think?
Nate's not a fucking idiot.
which we don't know, but it would just rip through everyone's consciousness. Like, there's a Bigfoot. We've been lied to this whole time. Everything is a shame.
Have we been lied to the whole time, though?
Yeah, they've been
Well,
lying
if
to
they
you.
found out-
They've
What
been trying to
establishment has been hi-
dissuade you from knowing the truth.
National parks,
Rangers,
rangers.
Big parks.
the CIA. Well, listen. If,
People won't go into the forest if they know.
If
Yeah.
they found... Matt, just shush for a second, okay? If they found out that Bigfoot was a real thing, they would consider it an endangered species, first of all, and they wouldn't be able to run their pipelines up there. They wouldn't be able to mine anymore because that would all be natural habitat for the Bigfoot. Or they would consider it human, and then all of a sudden it has rights and things like that, and then you're opening a whole other can of worms.
Yeah.
So there's lots of reasons for big forests to want to hide Bigfoot.
Seeing someone laugh and making someone laugh feels good.
It's the best feeling in the world.
So, like, if I say something that make you laugh, you feel good, and I feel good. I don't even know what I'm finding. Like, it's a strange phenomenon, isn't it?
No, it's the same. I mean, I don't know.
Like, if you'd be weird if you made someone laugh and articulate, I feel so happy I made you laugh every time it happened, but you don't. You just sort of keep it yourself, but you feel good. And if you see someone laughing, you want to keep them laughing
Actually, every time I make someone laugh, I have to go to the bathroom and masturbate real quick. It's
to pat yourself on
Yeah,
the shoulder.
yeah.
I take out a little notepad and I
Simon Marks at the
Another
date and
gem.
time.
time.
No one does that, but it is a little interaction that's positive. I like hearing Nate's come uppings, like he was sleeping on couches and stuff, and now he's on top of the world, the people he's worked with. Have you guys seen Blade?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, I have.
It's the JRE movie game. The time has come again. For Matt and Simon to rack their brains to guess the budget in the box office. We all know they won't guess the year, and the Patreons are the real winners here at the JRE movie game. Come on, take it away, baby.
It's the movie game where Matt and Simon go head to head to find out what year a movie came out, how much it cost to make, and how much it made at the box office. This week we're doing Blade.
You need to get to the gym, man.
Directed by Stephen Norrington. Don't know anything else he did.
Are we doing Blade 1, 2, or 3?
He said Blade, you dipshit.
OG, son.
Because 3 is the one I like the best.
Starring Wesley Snipes, Stephen Dorff, Chris Christopherson, N. Bush Wright, and Donna Logue. It's about vampires.
Stephen Dorff was one of my faves.
One of the interesting things they talked about in this podcast is stars and like the appeal and how they say they use like Stephen Dorff was a hot topic or whatever.
For a sec, yeah.
And you got to see this thing. You might like it more, or you actually neither you care. This guy goes through the whole history of Super Bowl halftime shows from 1989 up until now. And you'd be like, oh yeah, those people were big, or oh yeah. It's very interesting how fame is fleeting.
You know that vampire movie that takes place in Alaska? Last night.
Yeah, where it's 24-hour darkness,
Yeah,
so the vampires can just run wild.
It's a really cool movie. I think isn't Stephen Dorff one of the vampires in that?
Maybe he got typecast as a vampire, and that's where.
I think that's where all his.
Last time I think
roles
he was
line up.
selling e-cigarettes.
Well, I don't think he's a vampire in. Is he in Blade?
Yes, he is.
He is.
Yes.
Oh, he's a.
He is
evil
the bad.
vampire.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But he seemed like he could have been like a Tom Cruise,
So
Matt
sorry,
Damon.
I got caught up talking. What year did you say it was?
Oh, I believe it came out the year before. Oh wait! Oh God! Wow, Simon almost got me. Unbelievable.
It's not fun if you don't fucking.
I have
you
a
the
year.
year?
Do you have a year?
No, I haven't. I've been trying to con Kamar into telling me.
I didn't realize it's an hour and 20 minutes.
Short film.
That's a long film, isn't it? Like 90 minutes is what I can watch. 2 hours, it's gotta be. Everyone's got to tell me a lot.
Oh,
about it.
120 minutes, 2 hours. Yes, sorry.
And for like a horror, that's a long movie.
For some reason, I was thinking an hour and 20 minutes. I was like, that's not a long movie at all. And then you said 90, and I was like, well, that's an hour and a half. So what are we doing here, Kamar? Like,
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I said 98.
I said 92.
Matt's in the running with 1998,
Fuck yeah.
August 21st.
Boom.
So like 34 years ago.
Not
next
34.
week.
No,
Well, 1989 is 3 years.
24.
No, I did the math. 2022 to 1998.
You said 98. It's not
33.
34 years.
33 years.
Kamar, it's 2022 right now.
That is correct. I was thinking 1989 is when the
That,
fatwa was.
yes.
Yes, that's what it was. I had to carry the 10. So you're correct. That guy who stabbed Salman Rushdie wasn't even born when the fatwa was declared. But Matt is in good territory. Trying to look at my phone. I saw that. 1990.
No, I already had my answer's been written down the whole time.
Distributed by New Line Cinema. So it was one of those cool starting.
Okay, go ahead.
You're
Oh,
first.
it's me. I said it cost $32 million to make, and it made $113.
I said it cost $42 million to make, and it made $287.
Matt,
Oh no!
you were so close. $45 million to make.
Holy shit!
But it only made $131 million.
Oh, Simon, you hit it like bang on.
No, I said 113.
No, but that was inverted. 13, 31. It's the same
It's true,
number.
it is very good.
Wow, I was-
Armenian.
150 million off from banging out like a perfect score.
Oh, the movie game.
Damn.
Now, thank you for watching the movie game brought to you by nobody. Did you guys know that Joe Rogan is about to fight Wesley Snipes?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
mentioned it like 100
I
times.
didn't know it was so close, though. I didn't realize that Joe had been
I have
training
Alzheimer's
like
because
that.
I thought this was a hot take. It's coming down. We're all like, oh my God.
No,
the
yeah,
scoop,
Wesley
the
Snipes
scoop.
was having all those money problems because he was trying to tell the government that he was part of this Egyptian cult, so
Yeah,
he
that didn't
didn't have
pay
to pay
taxes, yeah.
taxes. But they were like, "No, motherfucker, you do."
That's the fight.
That's the fight we all want
We
to
all,
see.
we all
Yeah.
needed. Will never
Yeah.
happen. Especially with Joe.
Never
now.
say never, Kamar. Never say never.
Well, I think
Joe
Joe
falls on hard
has to fall
times.
Extremely hard
Never
times.
say never say never.
The only way if Joe fights Wesley Snipes is over his freezer of venison.
What if
And he's
Snipes?
defending it.
What if Snipes went on the most crazy campaign of trash talk against Joe Rogan to try and get him to fight him, and eventually Joe was just like, "Fine."
We can only dream because Joe in it was like, I would kick his ass. Like he
Oh,
said
Joe,
things
yeah.
he didn't have to say.
Oh, for sure.
But I mean, he could strike, but if you got close, I strike him, motherfucker. Like
He's been in prison now, though. This is a different Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
We all realize that, right?
Yeah, I thought Joe. Hopefully, this gets back to Wesley Snipes, and it'd be super cool.
What did
Super
Charlie
cool.
Murphy say? Charlie Murphy? He used to call me and my brother Darkness. Don't forget, we was the blackest guys in Hollywood. This is before Wesley Snipes.
Nate was very funny in this episode
Nate's always really funny.
when he's like,
But Joe doesn't get it.
he's like, how long have you been out for? He's like, I don't even believe it, COVID. I never took a day off. And I think that was the only thing that really got the blue mark on this podcast.
Yeah.
That one comment.
Well, that's my favorite part of that Joe List special is when he's like, around my
You just take the
friends.
side. Yeah.
I was like, mask. Fuck this guy, his liberal cuck.
Will there be a podcast 20 years from now where comedians talk about the Ron White story?
What Ron White story?
Well, Joe tells the best Ron, you know, I'm selling the plane.
about to hang it up. Putting up my spurs,
This
Joe.
Cowboys rode his horse
I think
for a long
that
time.
might be my least favorite Joe Roganism.
It doesn't matter.
can't
and then he
stand
comes
it.
off stage and goes, "We are doing this again."
I love that Joe acts like he's like, I saved Ron White's career. It's like, no, motherfucker, Jeff Foxworthy saved
No.
Ron White's career.
Joe's like, I save comedy.
Joe may have. These stories are told of stuff that's happened in the past already.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Okay, well, hopefully that won't be this story.
Red
he
Bull?
tells podcast is
Sure.
podcast is our ultimate tool for comedians versus sitcom or any other of the things you could do to showcase who you are. To build fans, just understand that
Yeah,
people want to like
for
you.
sure. As long as they keep them free, then yeah.
Beard dyeing is ridiculous.
Well, you could see I don't.
Did you ever think about it?
No, I like my gray beard.
Matt can't grow a beard, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And his hair's white. Did you
kinda
ever
salt
think
and
of dyeing
pepper,
your hair,
yeah.
Matt? No. I think that's the weirdest, saddest thing a man could do.
Dye their hair.
Yeah. Because internally, they showed that picture of Diane Keaton. Do you think, like, the amount of women that don't have hair color would be shocking? I
Yeah,
think
you would never believe how
would
many
not believe
gray-haired
how many
women there
gray-haired
are out
women
there.
there are actually out there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I don't think it makes a lick of difference to them. They're beautiful.
No, I think you're a giant liar, and no, I disagree. Not that I'm saying that they're ugly. I'm saying that most men would not be interested
What do you think, Matt?
unless everybody was like them. They didn't have a choice, and then they would just take what they could get.
It's harder for women, for sure. I think.
But you saw those pictures of the women with silver hair. They look beautiful. I have a friend.
hold on.
Creepy.
I have
the
a
way you're
friend's
saying
mother
that.
who is so hot and she has white hair.
Again, so creepy.
Yeah, probably really creepy. I think it's eye of the beholder shit. Like, I don't know. I mean, some women can pull off. It's like a bald head, right? Some women can rock like really short hair, and other women, you're like, oh, I probably wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. Women are just being brave, I think, for the most part.
But for me, no, I never ever thought about. That's it.
I'm proud of you.
The shit's just
It's
great.
good. Yeah.
Being
Can't be-
brave, how?
Just cut my hair. If a girl shaves her head, I don't think she's ugly or anything. Like, I know for some girls that was traumatic. Like, even when girls voluntarily cut their hair, I've seen them cry in fundraisers or whatever. Like, hair is part of a woman's identity for sure. For sure. And so when they shave it, unless it's not growing back, it's sort of like, I'm so brave, but it's going to grow back. You'll be fine. So it's a learning thing.
Sure.
Okay, that's just my opinion, I guess. Back hair.
He doesn't like you today, does
No,
he?
it's just such weird conversation.
There's got to be some. Well, I'm just talking. This is what they talked about.
I know. We don't have to talk about every single thing they talk about.
No, we don't.
Back hair?
We should be picking the best ones.
There has to be women out there
and
that
nothing
like
about
back hair.
comedy.
No, there's no way there's women that like back
There
hair.
has to be
No.
all kinds of kinds.
Oh, there are for sure all kinds
For
of
sure,
kinds.
for sure,
It's
for
probably
sure.
not a huge demographic, but there are all kinds of kinds.
I don't know, a hairy back.
I think a confident,
like
nice
grabbing
person is the
onto
most
it,
attractive
like,
thing. Just feeling like you're with a bear.
Yeah, this guy'll take care of me. This bear.
Interesting moment. Hour in,
This bear.
Nate points out that Joe has a cigar in his teeth. Maybe the first time it's ever happened, but that's such a power move in a conversation.
Oh yeah, alpha.
He now owns him
he
for the
owns
rest
that
of the show.
You look ridiculous, Joe.
Yeah, nice shirt. Did that come in a man size?
Now, this ties back into you like, I'm sure someone would do something this because it makes sense. How are they not, all these television shows not putting out these pilots on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Thousands and thousands of pilots. The only thing I could think of is either it would damage someone's reputation. It's so bad, which it doesn't matter now that's far removed.
Yeah.
Or they would be bummed it got successful because they can't recreate it because the people aren't who they are anymore.
Dude, it's crazy that there's not somebody has to do that. Like, do you remember the Trailer Park Boys pilot?
Yep.
No.
It wasn't
It's-
a pilot. It was like its own little movie. The one where they robbed the bank.
I don't think it was no, it's a pilot for sure because I bought the box set and it was the first episode.
Okay.
It may be longer than the
the
others.
black
I
and
don't
white
know.
one where they
it's
rob the
black and
bank,
white
yeah.
where they start out as the pet kidnappers. They're kidnapping the pets and then going and
Yeah,
telling
don't they
them
end
to-
up robbing a bank?
I don't
at the end?
remember what it was. It was horrible though, and it's like everything was different But it was amazing. I'm with you, Kamar. They
like-
should release all of those.
I think it boggles my mind that they're sitting on this content. For better or for worse, there would stuff that would be like disliked. It doesn't. You paid for it. It just exists. So I don't know. Like it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, you're
Well,
right from
maybe we'll
you're
see
right
it.
from a like a recoup some of the cost perspective.
Or just who knows what you could do.
Maybe you could start a whole revival of that show just through the fucking pilot episode.
Unless it's so old that all the people moved on and you couldn't afford to do it. But yeah, I think that's a squandered opportunity. They talked about Batgirl, the $90 million that they're not putting out.
93 million, yeah.
And they talked about Brendan Fraser. He's in that movie.
Oh, no way.
So that
Shut
was-
the fuck
that
up.
was- yes.
That's hilarious.
Oh, my God.
That was his
Wow, that
big
conversation really
comeback.
came around full circle.
They
eh?
did not know whether they're just talking about stars. Like, why is the star this? And Brendan Fraser, this was his big comeback. Michael Keaton was in
Well,
it.
when they were looking at that picture of him, because they said he was doing a movie where he was getting really fat there. No, he just got
Yeah,
really
he just
fat.
got
Like,
pretty
I
big,
felt really
yeah.
bad. They were like,
After the Mummy, he just ballooned up.
He's a punchline.
Jesus, this weed's got me.
he's a good actor, though. I mean, he has a kind of a.
I
Well,
enjoyed
what
it.
was
face.
really? Hold on. What was he in that you were like, this guy's a really good actor?
I mean, good actor. He was an adequate actor. He was in movies that I liked. I liked the Mummy movies. I liked Encino Man. I liked whatever the fuck else he did.
Okay, so you've seen 2 of his movies. That's nice.
Well, it's actually 3 Mummy movies, so that's 4 movies in total, Matt.
okay.
Nate was talking about mindlessly watching stuff, and I think if you wouldn't need to watch something mindlessly, you should probably be doing something else. But I mean, I'm guilty of it too.
I think, yeah, but I also might be doing something and just have it playing in the background, and that's mindless, you know?
I like for
Is that what podcasts are for?
I just like having sports talk on in the background.
Sports
a lot.
talk. That's fine. We're talking about shows. Like there's Friends. There's certain shows you just put on.
Yeah, The Office, I can just stick on in the background.
One little
I can do
joke
that,
out of
yeah.
it or whatever. That's fine. But TV comedies are coming to an end. Oh, you don't watch any now, do you?
No, I mean, and the new ones they make now are like
You couldn't even name the biggest sitcom
right now.
toughest sitcom in the world. I don't know what it is.
But there's funny stuff on the streaming stuff.
Oh no, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Sorry, that's
Could be enthusiasm.
But I mean, that's HBO.
I can't believe Disney. I can't believe Disney bought HBO. I
That's
didn't.
HBO. So
Well, now it's Disney.
I know.
That'd be interesting.
that
if
almost
H-
feels like TV now.
I always
But
thought
it
Disney
isn't.
owned
It's
HBO
one.
anyways.
Okay. Well,
No,
there you go.
it
So
just in
nothing's
my
new for you
head,
anyway.
That was how it was. Yeah.
They're gonna own everything.
They're gonna own everything.
And then once they own everything, they switch it all back to the Nazi. That's the whole plan.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
look, we bought the
It's a
constay.
very long
Super long con. Yeah.
con, but that's the plan. All of a sudden, the big Nazi banners come down at
At Disney,
Disney
World. Yeah.
Castle. Yeah.
So here it is right now. Rick and Morty are the best TV sitcoms airing.
Okay. Well, that's a good one.
Well, that's a cartoon.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Okay, sure. That's in its 13th season.
Oh, like 22nd season.
The Simpsons.
Yeah, I mean,
The
48th
Goldbergs.
season.
is not funny.
Young
No,
Sheldon.
the first couple were funny, but
Yeah.
not the later years.
Okay.
Bob's Burgers.
Bob's Burgers is funny, but another cartoon.
South Park.
So another cartoon. So these are all cartoons.
Family Guy.
Cartoon.
So what's your problem with
Archer.
cartoons?
Nothing. It's just cartoons have replaced sitcoms.
The sitcom is dead,
obviously.
obviously.
Kamar is right. The sitcom is dead, and cartoons have replaced.
It must be
sitcoms.
so much cheaper to do.
Oh, I think you can just get away with more.
I don't think it's
And
that
as
much
well, you can get away
cheaper.
with more.
Cartoons are very expensive to make,
No, you can get away with more.
unless you're South
Voice
Park.
actors, sets, all
In
that
which
stuff.
case, you're just printing money because they just have paper dolls.
No, South Park's expensive. That's
Is
all
it?
done. It's all done digitally now. So
Well, it
like,
can't be as expensive as The Simpsons. There's no way. Or Family Guy, one of those celled animation shows.
I don't think those are celled animation shows
Bad?
anymore either. But it's all done digitally.
Again, I still imagine it's 100 times more work.
I bet you'd be surprised.
I mean, I'm going to find out.
I mean, they make an episode of South Park in a week, so keep that in mind.
Bad Baby is the worst thing to happen to young people.
What is Bad Baby, Kamar?
No, who is Bad Baby?
Oh, that's the Catch Me
Danielle,
Outside
yeah,
girl.
Danielle Bargatze or whatever.
She made it out the other side.
Yeah,
Doing that thing like, oh, this behavior can't be rewarded.
yeah.
It
Oh,
got
guess
rewarded.
what? Guess what? Yeah.
And that'd be tough to explain to someone why you shouldn't do that, or that's a bad thing to do.
No, I would say if you're gonna have that shitty attitude, you better end up being fucking hot.
And I'm sure there's 1,000 wannabe bad babies that are not
That are
doing
like
so well.
fours, yeah. That are like, I don't know why this dude don't respect. You know what I mean? And yeah, guess what? Because you're shit.
As you go around day to day, you don't go out much, but the internet is way more sensitive than everyday life.
Of course.
Like I see it in comic clubs a bit. People say stuff or push back. Jokes a little bit, but not like it's the end of the world. But the internet is where the sensitivity is. They talk about outrage culture. Bigfoot is a white guy thing that can't get laid. I believe Barry Sanders could juke a bear. I really think he's one of the few human beings in his prime that had a chance.
I think Joe's point was, I agree.
I don't think he knows who Barry Sanders is.
Well, I was gonna say, I thought to myself, Barry could probably juke the bear. However, the bear's gonna get him. Like he'll get by the bear, but that bear's gonna stop on a fucking dime, turn around, and chase him down and kill him.
The bear 100%.
Barry
wins.
stops on a penny.
Just it doesn't matter. It's just like what Joe said. They're used to being
Yeah.
juked by
A deer.
antelope and or not antelope, deer and caribou and moose or whatever. You don't think those things are fucking faster than Barry Sanders?
We know that humans are the fastest distance running, but just the explosiveness of Barry Sanders.
The
If it was about
fastest
getting,
distance running, is that true?
yeah, like animals can run fast a short period of time, but that's why we're here. People catching animals like you would.
But like just a deer trotting is faster than like a normal guy could run. Jog.
Yes, I
And
agree with that.
they like go for miles and miles and miles.
Yes, if you're
like,
in
are
the-
you sure that that's a true stat?
Positive. The cheetah's a fast animal, but
Okay,
it
well-
can only run for like 100 meters.
Well, that's a whole different stat. Matt, it costs $5 million to make one Simpsons episode and $1 million to make a South Park episode.
Well, that's just the cost. You didn't say anything about how long it takes.
They have so many more writers.
Okay, well, but that's what we were talking about was how much it costs to make.
No, you said you think it's more work. It doesn't necessarily, more money doesn't necessarily mean more work, does it?
Okay, sure, but I
Either
think
way,
it's
how about you're
also
right,
more,
Simon? I don't
think
care.
it's also more work.
This
but
isn't a
I'll
hill.
check that
This
too.
isn't even a hill I care to be near, let alone die.
And now
on.
your hill that you want to die on is what? That humans are the
Barry Sanders could juke a bear and get it. If it was like in a campground and it was between a cabin and
Oh, so you're saying he has a destination to get
exactly,
to.
not
That
in the
is-
middle of forest, all
that is-
bets are off.
That is shorter than 40 yards.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
Yes.
yeah,
Barry's
Okay,
one of
so
the one human beings that could get away.
1,000% not.
I mean, it would be silly for Barry.
I wouldn't want to put in that
It would be
position.
silly for Barry not to just try to run away. I don't know why Barry would be like, I'm going to go.
If you equated my life down to like 10 pieces of metal, I would put all those pieces of metal on the bear. I wouldn't even take a couple and put them on Barry just in case, you know. And this is everything I'll ever
No
have in the
hedge bet
world.
for Simon. He's going
It's
all in on the bear.
going on the bear.
All your precious metal. Your
All-
Jew gold.
all
All
my
your Jew
precious
gold.
metals. I didn't say Jew gold. I said precious metals.
Let the people decide.
Yeah, let the
We'll
people
never
decide, Matt.
know. Joe's wife is funnier than he is. Joe contends.
Tough time
I
believing
agree that Joe probably isn't very funny when he's out in the wild. He doesn't seem like that kind of comedian to me. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's cracker wise.
Yeah, he just
I get
seems like a
Norman.
guy who's telling you interesting facts. He's not out there trying to like
He's a
make
real
you laugh.
Cliff Clavin.
you know?
He's a real
He's a real Cliff Clavin. I imagine that to be the case. Come on.
It felt like
Dan Ratzenberger.
it felt like Nate sort of threw Chris Rock under the bus, but then it was like, I get it,
I mean, he was probably a dick to him, but I get it.
because then no, it was.
No, it was Dan Soder.
But
who
he
had
told the story
problem with
third
Chris.
person. It wasn't Dan Soder to say I don't like Chris Rock, but maybe he had said it.
Well, I think
out loud.
Dan Soder has said that out. It might even be part of his special. Now that I think about it.
I just whenever someone says two comedians and a story, my ears pop up because it seems like it's the code of the streets.
Yeah.
to not say names.
You shouldn't badmouth people, period. Not only in comedy, like just if you never do that, then you never have to worry about that shit coming back to you, right?
It's like lying. If you never lie, you don't have to worry about covering
There
your
you
ass
go.
later on.
Back to that famous for so long. It is crazy, and like your Tom Cruise,
Joe Rogan. Dude, to hear Joe be like, yeah, I opened for Richard Pryor. It's like, hold on, Richard Pryor.
But
Like, wait a
he
minute.
wasn't famous.
Doesn't matter.
But when he was opening for Richard Pryor, Tom Cruise was famous.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Tom Cruise's
And to
longevity is
be
bananas.
so just that it's a weird feat, like Michael Jordan or
Why? What do you think? What year was that?
How about this? Do me a favor.
it'd be risky business.
You have a computer in front of you?
I don't have any internet.
It's a real
But one
pain in
day,
the ass.
2 more Patreons and we're gonna get internet.
Here, look at Tom Cruise's first wife. Look what she
She's
looks
an old
like.
lady.
Look what she looks like right now compared to him. It's unreal. It doesn't even make sense. Why are they pulling up?
No, but it depends on the person too. Like, look at Nicole Kidman. She's pretty old right now, and she looks like exactly
Yeah, but she was a looker
pretty
in the
much
day.
the same as she did.
You're okay. You know what? I'm not
You're-
even backing up any of your
you're
points
missing the
anymore.
point.
Yeah, you're a real
What,
prick.
that he wasn't.
He's saying that he aged way better than she did.
Well, he made way more money than he did. Who
That's
knows
his
what he's
fucking-
on?
And he's also not. He got all the thetans and the.
No, he
whatever
got
they're
rid of the
called there.
thetans
Like after
maybe
Tom
I'm
Cruise,
got them.
will there be another Tom Cruise?
for sure.
The one thing about hot actors, because Joe's like, how do we get the Timothy Charlemagne's or the Thomas Hollands? As long as there's young girls with hormones,
Yeah.
you're always going to need a new hot actor.
Yeah.
I
The
believe
question is, will they go to the movies? to
that
see-
guy who just did the most, Robert Pattinson, he was nobody and became the hunk in Twilight. I'd never heard of him or anything. And
Yeah.
so it still happens. It's just this weird, the character. You'd think that guy from 50 Shades of Grey, who was it?
No idea.
Exactly. But that could have been a pivotal role to catapult him. It's just a weird thing.
Well, if the series becomes big enough, then people in that series become.
Then they get another act and it all falls apart.
They have eyes on them.
Yeah, you do see it in shows that you don't know an actor in, and then you see him in 3 more things 4 years later after the series. Being a comic is way easier than being an actor, though. And they were talking about how John Leguizamo was
Yeah.
complaining about. I had mentioned that in the post show last week.
James Franco getting that role.
He is a comedian, though. John, he used to do a 1-man show.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Like he's low key one of the most underrated performers. I don't you think so? I'd like to see him on Joe Rogan.
Well, now that Joe's badmouthed him, he better have him on. I guess.
He's sort of like a Jamie Foxx without singing, I guess. Like he's acted and done everything.
Yeah, he was in that great fucking
he was in Mario Brothers.
not Mario.
I don't think he was gonna say that one.
It with Al Pacino there. What movie was that? It's like gangster movie.
Well, Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What movie is that?
It's
Carlitos.
Carlito's
yeah.
Way. Yeah.
Good call. Good call. Interesting. They showed Marlon Brando sent the First Nations
Yeah,
to accept the award.
that was crazy.
And they got booed. Then they were saying, imagine that happened now. That'd be a 4-hour standing ovation.
It was only like a couple of people in the crowd that were.
Forget a
booing.
4-hour
Lots
ovation.
Of people clapped.
They'd be like, read the whole speech. Because remember how she was like, I have a speech that's too long to read?
It's just times have changed for sure.
No, that was crazy.
They were talking about people making their own content. The only thing the studios have on us is CGI. I think with technology stuff now, you can make a gritty movie or something as long as you don't need CGI or special effects. You could do a car chase relatively cheaply. I mean, maybe $100,000 to make a movie that's still good now with iPhones and computers and equipment. The only thing the studios are necessary for is big CGI stuff.
I would say
mean,
it's tough to hold
Those
on.
car chases, you have to like shut down streets. You have to have like,
Do it on a country road somewhere.
yeah. I mean, you could. You're right. You could do a cheap version like that.
Simon, with camera trickery, you don't have to shut down shit. You could drive slow enough down a back alley, but move the camera the opposite direction to give it the illusion of speed. I get what Kamar's saying. I think action movies, those are tougher.
Those will never fall into independent hands unless, like they said, Mr. Beast.
Are you watching a lot of independent movies? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, like everything all at once at the same time.
That's not an independent. Like, I mean, independent movies like just they're only coming out on YouTube or something.
No, I guess not.
No.
All those are pretty.
Checkmate.
We'll see where the next superstar actor comes from.
No, I mean, I'd be
But I
curious.
think he's already here. I
I'm
think
just
that-
saying, Hollywood is still well alive. That's where stars are still being made.
Is it well alive though if Disney buys it all?
I mean, I don't really know why that makes that much of a difference, really.
Well, Kamar, how about if Disney buys it all and they're still making movies 30 years from now and Timothy Chalamet or Tom Middleton or any one of those kids is still famous? Like, that's a Tom Cruise-like career, right?
Yeah, agreed.
And that'll probably happen. I can't,
I mean, I don't know. It really seems like they're kind of shooting what was the last good movie that anybody made?
Dude, we went and saw
That you
Bullet.
didn't see coming?
We went and saw Bullet
Anything.
Train.
Maverick.
We went and saw Bullet Train this week. What a terrible film.
I thought you said it was amazing.
When did I say that?
Someone posted something.
Maverick
somewhere.
is what, this Top Gun movie? I'm gonna have to see it because I don't know if it's people being sentimental or if it's like you genuinely think it's a good
But
movie.
you sort of got,
or-
if you watched Louis on Flagrant 2, the breakdown of it.
like Everything Everywhere All at Once. That was pretty groundbreaking, but I can't remember like the last time what movie has not disappointed you?
It's true. I have not.
Did you guys like Limitless?
That was fucking.
First of all, that was like 20 years ago.
Okay, I don't remember.
It's definitely an older movie, but I'm with Simon.
It was okay. I like the idea of it. It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't like
I mean, you're also forgetting that COVID is a problem, right? Like they shut down production on a ton of movies, and now we're kind of seeing the
spill through of all the garbage that they made while they were off.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I don't know, Simon. I mean,
I think it's more been on streaming services lately.
Yeah. I mean,
even then, though,
new stuff,
even then, the
like
point
Ozark.
is, to Simon's point, as far as movies go, there's also been nothing on a streaming service movie-wise lately that's blown my socks off.
no, a couple of them had potential. Like, remember that Sandra Bullock movie on Netflix
Bird's Eye.
where they can't speak?
Yeah.
Is that one?
No, they can't look. I thought
Whatever it
Everywhere.
was. It had a good premise, and then it just became really...
But it got more. Again, it was like that thing that the meme beat the movie. Then everyone had to see the movie because they had to understand the meme, and then it still didn't make sense.
That old chestnut.
Anyways. But yeah, I mean, they're still pumping out fucking movies, so...
The Black. Did you see that?
No.
Apparently, that's horrible.
Is that where this is going? We're just going to name
Well, no,
movies?
you said what are the big movies? I'm just trying to think. Black Widow,
Right now,
Free Guy,
is-
Suicide Squad, Eternals. No, there's nothing. Venom, all Fast and Furious 9. They're all redones. There's nothing crazy coming out.
Oh, these are movies that are coming out?
No, these are 2021.
That movie Amsterdam that's coming out that I told you about, that looks good.
Yeah,
But that will probably disappoint.
You probably
trailers
saw
are
everything
always
good in
amazing.
the trailer.
I know,
and-
exactly.
The Tom Cruise deep fake is an interesting thing. Actors can live forever.
Yeah.
So wonder if that'll threaten movie stars coming up. But it must. If you know, you know.
Well, that'd be interesting. Imagine if Universal is just banking on him dying. Because they're like, we have enough footage and audio that we can just put him in every film for the
But-
next fucking 10 years and not pay anyone.
Don't you think that once you know that he's dead, that nobody will want to see a fake? Like, you'll know.
They could lie. We actually have like 7 films on.
It's true. This probably isn't even the real Tom Cruise. This is probably a fucking clone.
Simon, they could even tell
He's
you like,
frozen his brain twice. Or
Yeah, something like that.
I
He's
bet they'd even be like,
uploaded.
we actually have a movie from the 80s that we never released that has it's just a deep fake.
I think,
That'd be fun.
I think Nate was being genuine when he said, "I never noticed there's music in the movies." But you do notice, especially with suspense movies, like that oboe sound, or
You
it's
don't
a
notice until
violin.
you watch a movie that doesn't have it, and then you're like, "This is
That's what
weird."
I was about to
It's
say.
like listening to a sitcom
tension.
without a soundtrack, and you're like, "What the?" Or without a laugh track.
It's true. A movie without music, without an original
Well,
score.
Nate defended Big Bang Theory.
I know, but that has a laugh track. That was
And if you
it
ever
doesn't
watch it
have
without,
real
it's-
people
it's
laughing.
strange. But all those people
Was
are-
it? Was it filmed in front of a live studio audience? I don't think
I
so.
don't think so. I think it
Yeah.
has a laugh track
Yeah.
because they put it on. Maybe they just cut out the laughs. But those people are just talk about being a paid laugher.
Yeah.
And people casting laughers. It's who knows how many things you thought were funny and no one did. But they were
You've
just-
never done that, Kamar? Paid somebody to come to your show and just...
No, but I think I'm a good laugher. I think I could get paid to laugh.
There's somebody at a show I went to of yours, Kamar, who has the funniest laugh that it immediately causes you to laugh,
Yeah.
but not in a good way. You know what I mean?
You're laughing at how can that person? sound
How
like
can that person's laugh be that laugh?
Yeah, that person I find is disruptive.
Yeah, it definitely disrupts the show because everybody is laughing at that person's laugh.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Be undeniable if you want to be good at anything. Don't worry about.
I like that we can now attribute that to Steve Martin.
Yeah,
That makes
Steve
me
Martin's
feel
quote,
good.
Yeah.
He
Funny too.
credit for that.
I read that book like 15 years ago when I worked at
As
Babylon.
he's just announced his retirement.
Who's Steve Martin?
Yep. So
Interesting.
job opening. They talk about Russian roulette. Like, what conditions bring about? Like, God, play a board game. What makes you go to the Russian roulette? And then he goes, "Are you allowed to play Russian roulette?" I mean, you are if you have willing participants, but you do need a revolver.
Well, you have to have a license for your gun. That's the.
And 4 idiot friends.
A successful Russian roulette game, you probably won't be there.
Well, you think everybody dies in the game?
Well, I think all the people playing die.
Well, all but one.
Well,
Not everyone can
The
die.
example they showed is Deer Hunter, where they're being tortured by the guys who are not playing the game, and you are. They're picking A side and B side.
Oh, it's.
I love the idea that Kamar's the last guy left and he's still sitting there playing alone. Spins it once. Yeah.
Game's
Last
a game.
man standing.
Rules are rules.
Gotta play till everyone's dead.
And Joe, I don't know. They showed the 600 versus 600 boxing match.
That was crazy, man.
It's not that crazy.
It is pretty crazy.
No, but if you
that
watch
mostly
it,
many
just
people
one-on-ones.
fighting at once.
if you watch it, it doesn't go on for an hour.
No, but just that many people fighting at once is crazy. It
Yeah.
wasn't like it was
It's more of a lark.
that other one there.
The 6-on-6
Where
is
it's
crazy.
50 people meeting in the middle and fighting each other to the death.
Those are
That
crazy
sport
too.
there.
The 6-on-6 is the craziest I think it gets.
6-on-6
In a
MMA?
ring, yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
And two guys just
Have
beat
you
out one
seen
guy.
the one where it's like 2 people come out and then this person keeps fighting until they go?
Yeah.
So it could be one guy beating the whole team. Have you seen
Yeah,
that?
I've seen that.
It's some MMA Russians do
It's
it. It's
twisted.
always Russian.
But Joe's like,
Of course.
Joe's like, people are over here complaining about genders, and these guys are over here fighting six. We're fucked. I think he didn't want to say that loud. It was almost like he said it under his breath. It's all about the audience. You got to have an act. I think that was the thing. And to think of as an act and not be like, I'm this. Don't be so precious.
Do you think that Nate doesn't swear and stuff like in real life?
No, I don't.
Amongst
I'm
his
sure he
friends?
does, but I don't think he swears.
He didn't
openly.
swear on the show at all.
I don't think he swears.
Seems like he's a good Southern boy. Just
No, I
doesn't-
know, but like, listen, I'm a
doesn't
nice
curse a
guy
lot.
too, but I swear. Like,
But
you say fuck
he is successful because he does not swear.
in his act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that though. What like a lot of places in the States where you go, you don't. I don't know. People just don't curse a lot.
It's more,
A lot of good Christians.
But you've been on stage where you say fuck, 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 fuck. It sort of weakens the whole use of the word.
I've only been on stage twice. I haven't abused. Fuck
Did you
Joe.
record it?
No.
You did not record your set.
Why would I?
Maybe I recorded it.
I'd
I'm
assumed
sure
I
you
was
said
never
fuck like
going
6
back.
times, but it wasn't like part of the act. It was like fucking, you know, when you're fucking, and the fucking guy, like you just do that as a verbal sort of pause or it's nerves, but it doesn't make anything funnier. You just feel like you're talking street and you're looking like you're relevant.
I don't think that's the case. You're just saying a bunch of words.
I'm
man.
telling you, I watch people evolve and they start swearing a lot and they
I
swears
see. Okay,
lessen.
gotcha.
And we've always said that clean is green in comedy, but there's room for all kinds. Yeah, I thought this was Nate's first time. I really enjoyed getting to know him.
Idiot.
Some good stories, bringing people on the road. It's just a great thing.
I give it a 3.
I give it a 3.
I give it a 3.
Oh, look at that.
Can end on it.
We have an agreement. All right, that's a show. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Maybe you're willing to go one step further. We have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/JREE podcast. Don't forget, this month we're starting the suicide pool. It'll be week 1 of the NFL. And if you join the Patreon in August, I'll figure out a way. I haven't figured it all out yet, but we're doing a suicide pool. So if you're on the Patreon, you'll be in there. And there'll be prizes, merch prizes, but whatever. It's still fun. There's also YouTube, youtube.com/JREE podcast. If you want to watch the show, you can do it there. That's really it. I guess you can follow Kamar on Instagram.
Get the merch, like and subscribe now.
Sure, all that. That's really it. I don't have much else. I hope you guys enjoy your week. I hope you have a great weekend. And as usual,
Keep your eyes open.